Rudy Vrba is a character that we need to know more about. Not only because he co-wrote one of the most important documents in the 20th century. He lived in Vancouver for 31 years. Hardly anybody knew who he was. When he taught at UBC pharmacology, he never told his students anything about the Holocaust. They didn't know. They didn't know a thing about his past. And meanwhile, he'd be going off and testifying in trials against Nazis. And he was very persuasive in the case against Ernst Zundel, was a Canadian denialist of the Holocaust, and he was put on trial. And Vrba was one of the people who put him away. And this guy, Victoria lawyer named Doug Christie, had Rudy up on as a cross-examining Rudy Vrba. Good luck. And this guy thought he was going to be clever. And he goes and says, now, Rudy Vrba, what is your real name? Rudolf Vrba. No, what is your real name? You were born Walter Rosenberg, weren't you? Which is true. Rudy was born Walter Rosenberg. And Rudy says, that's true. Well, how can your name be Rudolf Vrba if you were born Walter Rosenberg? Well, okay, I'll give you a quick detour on that one in case you haven't read the website, but okay. So he's Walter Rosenberg. He runs away, tries to run away to get to London, and long story, but he basically evaded the Nazis twice before he was picked up, and long story, but he ended up in Auschwitz. So in Auschwitz, you lose your name, you're no longer Walter Rosenberg, you're a number. So he changed his name to a number, essentially. And then when he and Wexler escaped, they got to Zelina and they wrote the report, and the Jewish elders there said, well, there's a warrant out for your arrest, and they put out a wanted thing. But basically, Rudy Vrba and Wexler needed to go into hiding, and Rudy was advised to take a different name so that they couldn't find the guy, Walter Rosenberg. He was told that it was dangerous for him, and that's why supposedly his name was not on the names were not on the report. It wasn't originally called the Vrba-Wexler report, which is one of the reasons why he isn't more famous than he is. Only lately has it become the Vrba-Wexler report. Anyway, so there he is. He goes into hiding, but to go into hiding, there was a Jewish doctor in the area. A non-Jew named Rudolf Vrba had died recently. And the doctor, instead of filling out the death certificate, the doctor took the information about this guy, Rudolf Vrba, died, and Walter Rosenberg was able to adopt that name and the papers of this person, who for 3 generations could prove he wasn't Jewish. So he had really good false identity papers from a real person who was named Rudolf Vrba. And so when he went to fight in the resistance, he adopted this as his nom de guerre, his alias during the war. And he became a decorated war hero. And after the war, he legally changed his name to Rudolf Vrba. So his legal name is Rudolf Vrba. So he went through 4 transitions to get to be legally named. So of course, Doug Christie is going to try and humiliate Rudolf Vrba on the stand by showing that he can't be trusted to speak the truth, because what is your real name? And he said to Rudolf Vrba, all right, what do you think we should really call you? And Rudy Vrba says to Doug Christie, you can call me sir. It's like, that was Rudy. Wow.